Hi Year 5 and 6, welcome to week 10 of our science. So today we're going to be thinking about how do we characterise when something is alive. So, as a warm-up, can you remember the 7 characteristics? Can you name them? I'll give you a clue. You can spell them out by saying Mrs. Nerg or Mrs. Gren. Let's have a think. How many? Can you name any?
I was out in the park the other day when a huge green blob got in my way. It slid so fast and then stopped still. Then I asked myself, does it eat, does it poop, does it grow, breathe and move? Can it make more of its kind if you poke it? Does it mind, does it eat, does it poop, does it grow, breathe and move? If it does all these things, it's alive. I pressed my ear against the blob. I couldn't find its chest or even its gob. I listened for ages and then gave up. And I asked myself, does it eat, does it poop, does it grow, breathe and move? Can it make more of its kind if you poke it? Does it mind, does it eat, does it poop, does it grow, breathe and move? If it does all these things, it's alive. Eating, pooping, growing, moving, breathing, reacting, reproducing. Eating, pooping, growing, moving, breathing, reacting, reproducing. Eating, pooping, growing, moving, breathing, reacting, reproducing. These are the 7 signs of life.
Video that we've just watched reminded you of some of the characteristics of living things. Apologies if that song's got stuck in your head. It definitely got stuck in mine for a few hours. But I just want to give you a little bit of more information about some of the characteristics. So, movement. So all living things have to move. We have to travel, to move around, to get to place to place. So that's either by flying, by walking, by crawling, by worms like sliding across the ground. So that's why we have to move. Plants also have to move because they, through their stems and their roots, when they grow, they turn to face the sun to get more light for food. Or respiration. So all things have to respire. Plants and animals, they use oxygen in the air to turn the food they eat into energy. S, that stands for sensitivity. So all living things are sensitive. We are sensitive to the surroundings and changes that come into it. So that could be things like the light, the weather, so things like seasons. You might think about like animals, like especially birds, when they go from different countries or different continents when it gets warmer or the raining season. So sensitivity to their surroundings. Nutrition. So that's food. All living things need food. Animals, humans, plants, everything to survive. E is for excretion, also known as poop. So we have to remove the bad stuff from our body. Both plants and animals have to get rid of the excess gas and the water. R, reproduce. So in order to survive and to continue the world to continue, all living things need to reproduce. So animals have their young, people have children. Plants produce seeds that can get germinated and then other plants can grow. And then G, growth. All living things grow. So animals and humans, from babies to adults. And seeds grow from a seed to a full-grown plant. Okay, so just to remind you of some of the things that we've been learning about. For the next part of the task, I thought what we'd do is look at a specific animal and see how they have adapted to their environment going through each stage. So I have chosen a fish.
Movement. So as you can see, it says that the fishes move in the water by using their tails and their fins. But actually, to give you some more information, the way that fishes swim is that they flex their bodies and tail back and forth. And actually, what they do is they stretch or they expand their muscles on one side of the body, while the other side relaxes. And then by doing this motion, it allows them to move forward through the water. They use the back fin, which is called the caudal fin, which helps them push through the water as well. Just a bit of extra information there for you. R for respiration. So fishes respire through their gills, and that is a feathery organ which is full of blood vessels, and that is on the side of by the cheek, kind of by the mouth, and it breathes by taking water in through its mouth, and then it passes over the tiny walls of the gills, and then some of the oxygen moves to the blood and travels into the fish's cells, and then the other part is forced out through the gills passage. And that's how it respires. S for sensitivity. So, fishes, they have a row of special cells in their body, which is called the special canal, along the surface of the fish's skin. And this is what we call the lateral line. And if you look at the label, the fish label is on there. And that allows them to detect the water vibrations, and this is known as their sixth sense. So they can detect the movement around them and the changes to water flow, and that normally symbolises that there's either a predator nearby or there might be food. So either way, that's how they've adapted for that part. N for nutrition. So fishes find food in the form of other water, living plants, or other little animals. E for excretion. So the fishes excrete chemicals from their blood via the kidneys, and they wee into the water. R, reproduce. So fish, they reproduce by laying eggs into the water. Did you know that the eggs would dry out if they were on land? G is for growth. The water does not restrict how much the fish grow. Okay, so for today's task, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to choose an animal, and just like we've done with the fish, think about how the life processes has helped that animal to develop. So you might need to do a little bit of extra research here. You can choose how to display this information, so you could do it on a PowerPoint, you could do it on a poster, you could do it on a leaflet, you could handwrite it into your book. Whichever way you choose is absolutely fine. And then either email it to your teacher or send us a screenshot. We love seeing all the work you've produced.
Send your completed work to Miss Reese or Mrs Mullis over Purple Mesh so we can see what you've been up to. We really love receiving your emails.